A very good Saturday to you. It is July the 3rd for 2021, the day before July 4th. Welcome aboard to the Todd Kaufman Show, wherever you're listening to. As we always say, whether you're listening in Texas, in New York, in California, wherever you might be, there's a Facebook for you. Wherever you might be, we're glad that you join us each and every time. If you are visiting on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the like button for the podcast. Give us your comments. If you want a shirt, you can see that at the end of the podcast. I'll link that up, and you can get your very own shirt, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on today. One of the things that, before I get into the topic, what are you doing for July 4th? You know, our neighborhood always has some big party going on. At least there's a couple in the neighborhood. There's some big get-togethers. One of our street just does it up big on a cul-de-sac. A buddy of mine is a DJ. He's got all the equipment, the speakers, the strobe lights, everything. And so he'll have the music fired up. There's going to be food. There's going to be drinks. There's going to be party. I mean, it's just going to be a great, great time. And we always look forward to that, especially how many friends are usually in this big group of people. But what I always find funny is these different counties will always send out notices, or not so much warnings, but just, fireworks are prohibited in this county, and the rest of us just kind of go, okay. And we go get our fireworks, our sparklers, or whatever else, and hope that we don't get in trouble. We don't buy the big ones here. That's always the one that just kind of scoot along the ground, or just kind of give off those couple of pops or whatever, just to make it worthwhile. And some neighbor friends of ours were out with us last year at the parking lot for our amenity center pool, and we sat in the back of our SUV and then their truck. We got a brand new truck for our family, so I'm looking forward to having that out tonight. And just kind of watch the fireworks that were off to the east of us, which is out in the Prosper area, and then you can see some off long in the distance. And my son just doesn't do the big fireworks. We tried to do it last year with him when he was 2, and he was having no part of that, so Mom had to take him home early. We'll see how he does this year. My daughter, on the other hand, really enjoys it. But what do you guys do in your neighborhood? What are the traditions? What are the things that you look forward to on this holiday? Luckily, we don't do these things during the day because it's in Texas. It's friggin' hot. Even we were out last night with some friends in downtown Denton, and I mean, even at night, man, it was just, the humidity was off the charts. But it ended up not being too bad. The breeze started to pick up a little bit as the night wore on. We hit a couple of really cool spots and really enjoyed that for birthday of one of the girls that was there, and really enjoyed that. So, but again, we talk about July 4th. What are your traditions in your neighborhood? What are your traditions with your family? Do you travel? Do you is your once a year trip over this holiday? Is it something that you take a road trip? Do you fly somewhere? Do you pick up fireworks and it's a neighborhood get together? What are your traditions? Go ahead and leave them in the comments. I would love to hear those as well. One of the topics I wanted to bring up, actually the topic I wanted to bring up, was we are just about a month away from school starting back. And for our family, we have a first grader. She is starting first grade this year. She is our oldest. She is 6. Our son is 3. He's still another couple years out from that. And we are very anxious about what changes in our life are going to come from her starting in big school, as she calls it. I've shown her the school. It's not very far from our house. It's probably an additional 3-4 minutes from where she was going. She was supposed to go to kindergarten at one of the bigger schools last year, and my wife was concerned that the ISD was shut down because of COVID. And so the place where she was ended up starting a private kindergarten because of what was going on. And we elected to have her there out of concerns that the ISD was going to shut down, and we just don't have time to be homeschool parents. And so, luck would have it, this private kindergarten ended up being the one to shut down for 2 weeks because of a positive COVID test. The ISD, on the other hand, never did. So, that's just, go figure, right? But I'm curious, she's got to make new friends. Some of the, a lot of the kids that she goes to this current location with are moving on to different schools. They're not all in the same ISD. They will go to different schools. And she will make new friends. She will meet new people. She will have new relationships. She will have new teachers. She will have new subjects. We have her in tutoring right now 2 days a week, and that really has seemed to help her. She came to us a couple of months ago and said, Mommy and Daddy, I don't want to be stupider than the other kids that are going to be in my class or in my school. And as parents, that really rips your heart out, right? You don't want your kid to be behind as they're starting any grade, whether it's first grade, whether it's 8th grade, whether it's 12th grade. You don't want them to be behind. So you want to teach them to be able to realize that and do something about it. My daughter wanted to make sure that she was on par or better. For me, I want her to be better than anybody else. I'm trying to teach her that competitive fire. I talked about the basketball game from this past Saturday, a week ago today, and what happened. And, she ended up wiping the tears and got back on the floor, came out of it, after the game was over and said, Daddy, I got this. So you teach her the art of not quitting, that you got to have that competitive fire, that you got to have the ability to not quit, to push through anything that's hard. And that's not just about basketball. And so, the different lessons that are learned in first grade, the different lessons that are learned in school, the different lessons that are learned to learn new teachers and new surroundings and new sites, and can be an overwhelming thing when you're going into something new like that. When we moved her to this current location from the old one, it was certainly a transition period, because she didn't know, she hardly knew anybody. And I think there might have been one or two kids that she knew when she moved over to this new school, and it made the transition a little bit easier, but not that much easier. So as we head into this new chapter of her life, we start to wonder, how is she going to handle these new sites? How is she going to handle a school that's 5 times the size of the one she's in? And, will she be able to make new friends? Will she be able to keep that mindset of having a positive mindset every day? And I'm trying to instill that in her. I talked about the shirt in the early onset of the show. I created a shirt with my logo on it. I'll link it up at the end of this podcast. And what it says on the back, again, it has my logo on it that I created. It underneath is something that I say with the kids each and every day. Now, my son being 3 years old, he hasn't quite figured out what it means. He can say the second and third one, but he doesn't understand the meaning behind it. And so what the shirt says is, be kind, be focused, be great. Now, the mantra behind that, or the meaning behind that, I've taught my daughter, be kind no matter what, no matter when, no matter who. Be focused on the goals in front of you. Be focused on your dreams. Be focused on the, what's in front of you, whether that be a test, whether that be a quiz, whether that be a game, no matter what it is, be focused. Have your focus square on that thing. And then in capital letters, be great. And the be kind, be focused, I think, put together, and be great in everything that you do is the meaning behind that. So be kind no matter what, no matter when, no matter who. Be focused on what's in front of you, and be great in everything that you do. And that mantra, I want my daughter to carry forward into first grade, into second grade, into third grade. I want her to walk into those classes and know that she can do anything, that she can accomplish it, that she's not behind, that she has spent so much time focusing on this subject or this class or this test or this project, that she knows that she is going to be able to accomplish anything that she sets her mind to, that it will not be a scary thing to her. And granted, I'm not naive to think that she's not going to have a transitional period going into this and scared, and I don't want to be there, and it's not fun. And we've all been there, right? We've all been there. No matter what grade we went into, elementary school, middle school, high school, there was that feeling that we don't want to be here. We didn't like the people that we were around. We didn't like the subjects. We didn't like the teachers. No matter what the case, in high school, for me, one of the bigger regrets I have in my life is quitting basketball, because I lost the love of the game. It's something that I wish I hadn't done, but at the end of the day, there's nothing I can do to change it. So to instill on my daughter, look, it's going to be hard. No matter what step you take in life, there are going to be challenges. It's how you work through those challenges that determines how you come out and how strong you are coming away from those. You're going to face storms in life, and how you get out of those storms, how you face those storms, how you walk through those storms, determines how strong you're going to be coming out of them. You can't just quit because the storm gets too strong. You can't quit because the winds are too strong. You got to just buckle down and bear through them. And that was something I will give my mom a lot of credit for, because she did try to instill that in me. Did I listen to a lot of it? Probably not. But she tried to teach in me that no matter what I had to do, I had to work my tail off to get it, and I couldn't quit. I had to keep fighting through everything that I had to know that I could do it. You know, it's why I was in basketball camps each and probably almost every summer. That I wanted to be the best, so I had to work on it. There's a goal that I have sitting just to my right now. It's taped up on the wall, and it's a goal that I have to work towards. And I have to be consistent. I can't sit in a computer chair staring at my screen talking to you on a podcast trying to encourage you if I can't even encourage myself to be consistent, to get on the treadmill every day, to do a 2-hour workout with my resistance bands in the treadmill and lose the weight that I need to lose. I can't sit in a computer chair and the weight's just going to fall off. That's just not going to work. And so trying to instill that in our kids, look, you can't just sit in a chair and things are going to automatically happen to you. You can't just sit in a chair and all of a sudden you know that you're going to be blessed with this. If you can't be consistent in the things that you're already being given, why should you be given another blessing if you can't be consistent in the ones you already have? So as I'm facing this journey as well, and I know I'm kind of getting away from what I was talking about, but it all kind of ties together, right? If I can't focus on my goals, if me as a father can't focus on the goals that I have for myself and be consistent in accomplishing those goals, how do I teach my kids that, hey, you got to be focused on your goals. You got to be focused on the things that are in front of you. You got to be able to take down these mountains. You got to be able to move these mountains. You got to have that faith the size of a mustard seed to take down that mountain or move that mountain if I can't even move the mountain that's in front of me. Because as they get old enough, they're going to look at me and go, wait, Dad, you have the faith the size of a mustard seed, but you can't move that mountain because you're not even working towards it. You see what I'm saying? So as my daughter goes into first grade, some of the things I want to instill in her is, look, you got to have the faith of the size of a mustard seed, but you can't sit in a chair and think God's just going to deliver something to you if you can't be consistent in the things you've already been given. You have already been given a gift. You are smart. You are beautiful. You are able to do anything that you set your mind to, but you need to be able to work at it. You can't just sit in a chair and things are just going to automatically happen and, oh, hey, there's a miracle, I'll be darned. Because even when Jesus told the disciples to throw the net on the other side of the boat, had they not done that, there wouldn't have been a damn fish in the net. But they had to take the net out of the boat, switch it over to the other side, throw it in, let it go down, have the fish. You see what I'm saying? So had they just sat there and gone, okay, that net wasn't going to move itself. So if we can't just sit idly by and think things are going to happen to us that are going to be a blessing. Yes, there will be things that will happen out of nowhere, but it's because Jesus sees the things that we're doing and we're consistent in the blessings that we have been given. So he's going to give us another one when we're not even looking. We don't even expect it in a time of our life that we desperately need it. So as my daughter heads into first grade, I have to be the one to instill in her the confidence to do the work and to be able to fight through and to have that faith the size of a mustard seed. But I also have to tell her, Hannah, look, I'm fighting to get this weight off. I'm fighting to get to a healthy weight where I haven't been in a very long time. I have to be consistent. If I'm not consistent, how does she not look at me as a hypocrite? How do I tell her to instill confidence in herself when I don't even have the confidence in myself to make the changes that I need to make? I'm not meaning this to be preachy. Please understand that I'm not. I've struggled with my weight for a very long time. There was, for the last 6 months, it has been a huge struggle because of what I've gone through. But the problem with that is I've used it for a crutch for the last 6 months. And finally, after all the things that I've listened to, I finally had to have a mindset that I needed to change what I'm doing and I need to do something else because what I am doing right now isn't working. So if I need to be consistent every single day or every other day, whatever it is, to do the workout, to use the resistance bands, to get on the treadmill, to eat right, then I'm never going to see the results if I don't put in the work. So along with a t-shirt that has a saying on the back of it, I also have to teach my daughter, yes, it's a saying, but you have to understand the meaning to put towards the work against that meaning. You have to be kind to be able to change people's perspective about you. You have to be focused on your goals and your dreams to be able to make them a reality. And you have to be great in everything you do if you want to accomplish the dreams that you have. I wish I hadn't have quit playing basketball. I'm not sitting here saying I was going to be the next Michael Jordan. I wasn't even going to be the next Jason Kidd. Okay, let's just put it that way. It's the best one I have. But had I continued to work at it, had I continued to change my mindset, not even continued, had I changed my mindset that it was, because I blamed the coach. I hated the coach. I hated that he was playing kids who were consistently late to practice because he wanted to be more friends with them than a coach or a mentor. He wouldn't play any of us who actually did what we were asked to do. So I lost the love of the game and decided to stop playing. Is that an excuse? No, because the coach was my excuse. It was my crutch. It was just like the last 6 months, losing my mom was a crutch. It was my excuse. I wanted to eat bad. It was the thing that, and people, some people might think this crazy. The ones that struggle with their weight will go, yeah, I've been there. But eating to me at least made me feel good for a short amount of time. And some might say, drugs does the same thing, but I'm not into that. But it was a crutch. I needed to do something to lose the weight. And although I'm only 2 weeks into this, I needed to make sure that I made the change. So when my daughter headed into first grade, when I'm talking to her about basketball, when I'm working with her on her game, that she sees dad being consistent in the goals that he has so she can be consistent in the goals that she has. And I think as your kids head into school, I'm very, very curious what you think and how you look at it. What are the things that you try to instill in them as they head in for their first day, their second month, their second year, their senior year? What are the things that you instill in them to change their mindset, to make them understand if they want to accomplish the things they want to accomplish, they're going to have to set their minds to their goals and they're going to have to work harder than they've ever worked before. It doesn't, and I told my daughter this the other day, you don't have to be the smartest one in the class, but you do have to outwork every single one of them. You may not be the smartest, but you will work the hardest. If you have that mindset, there is nothing you can't accomplish. You don't have to be the smartest, but you do have to outwork them. You don't have to be the smartest, but you can work the hardest. And that will make the biggest difference in every area of our life. We don't have to be the richest, but we will outwork those to get where we want to get. Because if we put in the work and we get to where we want to get, whether it's money, whether it's family, whether it's a bigger house, whether it's a dream vacation home that you'll have, a second home somewhere on the beach or whatever the case may be, as you start to accomplish these goals, the pride in it because you worked at it will be so much greater than those that just got it handed to them for one reason or another. They don't take it as serious as you take yours because you know you worked at it. You may not be the best at what you do, but you will work harder than the best and be better than they are. You may not have the most talent, but you will work the hardest. But you have to have the mindset that you're going to put in the work. It's a scary time that our family is going through because I think we look at her going into first grade and knowing, and I don't even know why I have this mindset, but when I was in school, all these school shootings, they weren't, I'm sorry for the work that's being done in our yard right now. But when I was in school, we didn't worry about school shootings. So there's that mindset, there's that thought in my mind that my daughter's going into first grade, I can't protect her, so I have to put the trust and faith in the teachers, the administrators, and the security and whatever else to take care of my daughter while she's there. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not even going to speak that into existence. But there's that thought in the back of my mind that now she's somewhere that could possibly, I don't think any parent ever says that this is ever going to happen at my kid's school. And all of a sudden it does, and you go, holy crap, I never thought that would happen. Why? I never thought that would happen here. Please understand, I don't want that to happen to my daughter's school. But what I have to do is have the trust and the faith in the teachers and the administrators to take care of my daughter while she's there. But I also have to have the faith and the trust in my daughter to do the things that she needs to do to be successful while she's there. Am I looking forward to her going to first grade? Yeah, absolutely. Because I think she's going to be great. I think she's absolutely going to be great. I think she's going to do some great things there. I think she's going to change some lives there. I think she's going to have great friends there, and I think she's going to have great success there. And not just because of us. Please understand, we are going to do the best that we can, but I will credit the neighborhood that we're in because there are so many people who are supportive, who love our family, who will be there for our kids when they are needed. When our kids need support, if we can't be there for them, if it's in a moment where they are around it before we can, the encouragement and the support and perhaps the discipline or perhaps the mindset change or I forget what the word I'm looking for, but they will be there for that, and I'm eternally grateful for it. This is going to be a very interesting fall for our family, but one that we are very much looking forward to because we want to see how our daughter flourishes in a new environment. If you can relate, put your comments down in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, keep coming back. Take part in the conversation. I would love that. If you disagree, you can put that in the comment section as well. I would love to hear your side of it, your opinion. I'm all about it. It's not about whether I'm right or wrong. It's about having a conversation and understanding each other and how each other defines how we're a parent, how we encourage our kids, how we go into different situations. Again, hit that like button, hit subscribe. At the end of the podcast, I'll link up the shirts. I hope that you'll get one. They're $35 a piece. I think you will have a very new mantra and an understanding behind it, and maybe something your kids and your family can look forward to. Have a safe 4th of July. Have a blast this weekend. I love you, and as I always say, be kind, be focused, be great, and we'll catch you on the flip side. So long.